Previously on Starting Over, Casey revealed how difficult it was to be intimate with her husband Simon because of the abuse she endured as a child.
His eyes are just really mad. He's really upset.
And what does it remind you of?
Of the stuff that...
This area is kind of touchy for me because my childhood was very rough. Anything that you could have think of happened to me while I was in those foster homes.
Meanwhile, the house continued dealing with an explosive board of review that left Lou wondering if he would be able to stay in the house because he got a C.
There's going to be a board of review in less than 48 hours. You with me?
Maybe.
Okay, let's see what you got in 48 hours.
And Jacqueline was stunned after Michael made a surprising announcement.
Is it time for Jacqueline to go?
If you're not ready, you should go.
The message hit home, and Jacqueline realized she had to let go of Michael in order to find herself first.
Are you willing to save yourself by letting him go?
One house.
I need a second chance.
Women from all walks of life. Striving. Bonding.
You can do it! Go!
Reinventing themselves.
This house changed my life.
Starting over. Life has never been this real.
I woke up this morning in a daze, in an out of control, completely dumbfounded, befuddled. Give me every word that coincides with that, and it had a place in me because I was just strung out. I don't care about the letter, the C. It was a huge surprise, although I wasn't surprised when I saw it. Just completely disarmed.
Good morning, Lou.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm freaking out.
Okay, what are you freaking out? Let's slow down and let's talk about what right now. What are you freaking out about?
I don't know why I got a C. I don't know what everybody else sees that I don't.
Okay.
I'm pissed off. I'm angry at. I'm not, but apparently there's a little boy inside that is.
Okay. No, that's you. It's okay. It's you.
I really want to get this out.
But here's what I need to do today. We have a day to talk about intimacy. Intimacy is a really important topic, okay? I think it's going to really be an exciting
Yeah, I
day.
can't wait.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know you're really thinking about this. Can you put this, and this is hard, put it away in a file, okay? And the file is going to read on it, urgent. And what I want you to do is see if you can focus on this today.
Okay.
Okay? You do that?
Thanks.
Okay? All right, my pleasure.
Appreciate
Okay?
you.
I think that Lou right now is definitely as lost as I am, maybe even more so. We woke up this morning and he was crying as soon as I saw him, very red-eyed and just very emotional. I think that he is confused and uncomfortable like me, but he has reached out and asked for help with his life coach and with Dr. Stan, so hopefully he can get the help that he needs.
You look like you're keeping a lot inside.
I'm so exhausted from last night, from the board of review. I feel like it was one of those life-defining moments where I stood up for myself, and I feel it's gonna have a change in my life for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
I'm not keeping a lot inside. I'm just trying to be honest with my feelings inside. So I feel like I want to sit here and talk to you, but my head's questioning it, wondering if that's the right thing I should be doing. And I guess there is no right and wrong.
I'm sensing a little bit of unsureness by myself and Jacqueline. Like, we don't really know how to handle the situation. This is something that's new to us, and we're kind of just trying to feel each other out right now.
I know I need to feel, but I gotta do it in a healthy way rather than unhealthy where I'm interdependent, not codependent. So I'm just trying to sort all that out.
Good morning.
Morning.
I can feel the tension in the room. Lots of tension. So I must be in the right place, huh? This is it. Board of review last night. I'm hearing some things about it. What was it like? Let's talk about it.
Since last night, since the board of review, I've just felt, I don't know, just confused, and that's uncomfortable.
Simon, how'd you feel about board of review?
It was tough. I let the truth speak, and it came out. I learned to get out of my head and to go lower.
Excellent. Like anything that you accomplish or you try to accomplish, the work is painful to get to the goal. If there's anybody in this room who hasn't suffered at all, who hasn't felt in pain, then you're clearly not getting it. Jacqueline?
I was scared to death last night.
What were you so afraid of?
It felt like the only thing I've ever known was being taken away from me.
What's that? The only thing you've ever known?
Trying to live up to everybody's expectations.
Okay. Michael?
I was very scared because I knew what I had to do for myself without considering what it was going to do to Jacqueline's feelings. And it felt very liberating that I stood up for myself and my feelings without taking those into consideration.
Good work. Cheryl, what was it like for you last night?
I was pissed off last night.
Yeah, I understand. Who or what were you angry at?
I was angry at Troy. I don't know why.
Why do you think you were so angry at Troy?
I know why. Because I channel all my anger at Troy.
Why do you think he becomes a receptacle for all your anger?
Because he loves me.
Sex with my partner is sometimes, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Casey, listen to me. Casey, look at me a second.
Share their powerful stories.
I went from famous to infamous like that.
Coming in 6 days.
That starting over house, what you're being confronted with is who you really are. And it's hard. It's really scary. Every single person here has been stripped of some defenses, and every single person here has had to confront how other people see them. So, today's topic is intimacy. Now, intimacy is a very complex term. So I want you all to take one of those little boards, hand them out. I want you to write a definition of what you think intimacy is. There's no right or wrong answer here. Do not think about what I want to hear, and do not think about what your spouse wants you to write.
Intimacy and sexual issues are among the most difficult problems for any couple to address. However, if these issues are not addressed sufficiently, the relationship will never survive in a healthy, rewarding way.
So let's start with Troy. And what I'd like you to do is just share what your definition of intimacy is.
It's being able to be free with your partner.
Cheryl.
Willingness to feel vulnerable and to share your vulnerability.
Michael?
Ability to be in touch with your feelings and the vulnerability to share them.
Okay. Jacqueline?
Mine is nothing like anybody else's.
That's okay.
I put showing affection in sex. That's what I think intimacy is.
That's fine. Okay. Simon?
Being close to someone physically and emotionally without being fearful by being hurt by them.
And Casey?
I put sex.
Sex, okay. Lou?
That my partner knows everything and that it's okay.
Okay, so your partner knows everything about you, you mean?
Right, yeah.
Why is that emotional?
That we know that, I don't know.
Okay.
But that's not, it's not okay.
It's okay that you don't know something. It is okay. If I say to you, why are you tearing up? And you say, I don't know, that's a fair answer and an honest answer.
Yeah, well, it's pissing me off.
Okay, well, you need to cut yourself some slack right now. Okay. And Jen?
The ability to give and receive love with your partner.
So we've got some different definitions, right? And when you think about being intimate with someone, what comes up? What do you think about when someone says, are you intimate with your partner? What does that usually mean?
Oftentimes sex.
Often means sex. Do you think sex gets confused with intimacy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, how do you guys feel about talking about sex today?
Awkward.
What's awkward about it?
Just, it's not a subject I've ever been comfortable talking about.
Is it embarrassing?
Yeah.
Why is sex embarrassing?
Because you were taught that it's embarrassing.
I think I feel kind of guilt and shame about my own sexuality or my childhood.
Okay. Simon?
Something I don't speak in front of other people in public.
The clearer you get on who you are, the more self-disclosing who you are, the more you know your needs, the better you're going to be in a couple relationship. So I want to encourage you to be as open as you can be, because I think you're going to profit from it. Jennifer, tell us what it's about for you.
I feel like when I'm not able to have sex with Louis, which is sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not, if he shows interest and I'm not, I get in trouble.
Get punished. Jacqueline?
This is hard for me because a year ago, it'll be a year on Sunday actually, I was raped, and since then I've had issues with just enjoying sex, and I don't feel good about it at all.
Casey, you okay?
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Okay. Casey, listen to me. Casey, look at me a second. You can go at your own pace. You can pass. You could say, I'm not ready, but I do want you to listen, and I want you to put yourself forth when you are ready. No one's going to force you. So, we've invited an expert, a sex therapist, Dr. Ian Kerner, to join you today. He's going to be working with you guys today. So, after a break, ladies, you're going to be meeting with Dr. Ian. All right, have a great day.
I apologize. Can each of y'all read this and then add to it?
Yeah, because we
I
got
want everybody in the house to hit something up on it. There's something that I'm gonna give to Lou that I hope will help get him to his breakthrough.
Today I feel like he's really shut down.
I do
Yeah,
too.
he
Something's
is.
going on. Yeah, he doesn't want to.
He's confused. He's confused. He doesn't.
He's confused because he thought he was doing
He
good.
thought he knew.
The game's going in a new direction for him, and he's all screwed up because he thought he was ahead of the game.
Well, just give it to me when y'all done, and then I'm gonna have the dudes hit it up, and then Jennifer last.
Gentlemen?
Hi.
Hi. So today is all about intimacy. You're going to be going on a little trip. And on this little trip, you're going to interview women. And you're going to ask women that are not your wives. You're going to find out from women that you're not emotionally attached to, that it's not personal, okay? You're going to find out what these women want in order to feel loved, cherished, cared for. The more women you interview, the better. It'll help you understand the female mind.
I'm here to meet with the couples because we're talking about intimacy and what it means to them. And frankly, one of the main ways we express intimacy as couples is through our sexuality. I've written down some words that often come up in sessions when I'm meeting with couples. Think about your own sex life and jot down a few of the key words that might apply. Cheryl, would you mind going first?
Oh, I actually started with routine, but predictable is the same thing. It's not passion anymore. It's much different. It does. In the beginning, there was this emotion, and I love you so much, and the passion was there. So now the passion has kind of waned, and it's a different level.
I think in any long-term relationship, and you've been married for how long?
15 years.
15 years. We get stuck in sex scripts, ways of gratifying each other that might be physically gratifying, but they start to become mechanical. The thing that I also want you to remember is to also cherish the familiarity, because that's something that's very precious. Jennifer?
Sporadic. Sometimes it's demanded, and sometimes it's leverage.
So one thing that you could really benefit from, you and Lou might be sort of trying to create more of a present moment, intimate space that's a little more intimate, a little more sexual, and a little more sacred, where you can leave resentments or fears and try and be on an even playing field with each other.
And definitely like her, it's just after 11 years of being together, you know, they kind of stop the romance, you have a baby, and they kind of want, they still want the payoff, you know, but they don't really want to do this, you know, we're not doing the stuff that gets you there, the nice dinners, you know, just that stuff.
Jacqueline?
Unimaginative, calculated, dirty, obligatory, and predictable.
Okay. I'm just taking this all in because it's a little heavy.
We're learning how to listen and get a little bit more insight to see how a woman thinks. I was surprised to see how in tune with their emotions they are.
What do you look for in a guy that's, as far as when it comes to intimacy, these kind of qualities?
Sensitivity yet manly.
As the women are telling us what they're looking for when it comes to intimacy, the number one thing that comes up is on an emotional level, they want to be able to connect.
It's not about the big dress that you buy or the big ring, or it's about the little note you leave on their car in the morning on a Tuesday for no reason. I don't want to have to tell you our favorite flower is, you know, lily of the valley 500 times before you buy us that.
Wow. What a jerk I've been. What a selfish, inconsiderate, uncompassionate.
A few weeks ago, we were just hanging out in his bedroom, and he just kind of pushed me on the bed, and we started kissing, and I knew it was going to go there, and I just didn't want to. And I looked up and noticed that his calendar was on the wrong month. And I just told him, like, oh, let me get up and change your calendar. That's really bad, but that was my way of getting out of it.
What if for a month you just took sex off the table? Literally the act of sex, you know? It's just not happening for the next month. Would that ease your mind a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I think that I would feel more comfortable being intimate in other ways, knowing that it wasn't going to lead to that.
Because very often with people who have dealt with rape or sexual trauma in their past, they really have a problem letting go. It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be 3 months, but it's like, I need to get to know you as a partner without the threat of sex, because it scares me. Okay. Casey?
I never am stimulated to do it or anything. It's very emotionless for me. And I feel bad because my husband wants to do it all the time. I mean, like 3 times a day. And so I do feel obligated because I feel that that's what he needs. But I don't enjoy it when I do it.
If you, in your relationship, like Jacqueline, feel like you'd be able to take smaller steps towards being physically intimate?
I want to try that, definitely. I just hope my husband can do that.
Okay. This has really been terrific. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Could we ask you a couple of questions about intimacy?
We need help bad, and we need
help?
We're discussing what our findings.
You're discussing your findings, and your findings are?
Mutual respect, emotional availability.
And also listen to what we're saying. You know, don't keep on giving us roses when for 8 years we've been telling you how much we love daffodils.
So, Mike, what did you get out of this exercise?
I need to listen.
I really need to work on listening.
It's the listening. I'm hearing, not listening.
So, your homework. You must share with your partner what you learned today. So you're going to talk to her about emotional availability and listening.
Yep.
Okay. I'm meeting with the women separately because I know how difficult it's been for some of them to open up about their sex lives. I don't want them to feel self-conscious in front of the men. They need to get in touch with themselves. Today is all about taking care of your own needs, having fun, play, and letting loose. Don't worry. So Leah is the co-founder of the Art of Exotic Dancing for Everyday Women.
An exotic dance class. So we all kind of look at each other and we're a little anxious and just not exactly sure what to expect.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is start with walking. All right, starting with our right foot, we're gonna take a step with our right foot. We're gonna take our left foot and drag it up past, placing it on the ground. All right, now we're gonna bring in our hips. All right, extend your hip out to the left wall and place your foot. There's no right or wrong way to exotic dance, you guys. It's just about getting your body moving. So hand movements. We could do something called sending and receiving energy. Okay, another one is the hook and grab. It's a little sassier. Take your thumbs, put it in the top of your pants. Very cute.
That's pretty exotic. I always just feel like I look silly, everyone's judging me, I'm not gonna do it right. I just always feel like people's perception of me is going to be bad.
Another thing is the hug. Just really give yourself a hug. Okay?
I don't like it.
I'm seeing some inhibitions and I'm seeing some nervousness and looking around at one another and thinking, can I do this? And am I doing this right? Now you're gonna trace a circle on the wall behind you. So it looks like this, guys.
I'm gonna have trouble with this one.
No, I don't think so.
What I'd like you to do is just spend a couple of minutes writing down a few words that come to mind when you think about your sex life.
Fulfilling, predictable, sensual, hot, uninhibited, but sporadic.
Simon?
Unfulfilling, anger, withdrawal, predictable, and emotionless.
Okay. How about you, Lou?
Humiliating, hot, calculated, sporadic, sensual, painful, demanded, bribery, rewarding, and I could probably go ahead and use all the rest of them at some point, too.
Okay. Michael?
Sinful, predictable, guilty, fulfilling, uncomfortable, not confident, pressuring, emotionless.
Okay. There are a couple of positive terms in there, but there are also some terms which lead us to believe that our sex lives can use some change. Have you ever gone back to just those very, very early stages of physical intimacy without the potential of actual sexual intercourse?
No, I haven't done that.
The first thing I would say to you folks is get sex off the table. In order to get it back on the table, you have to take it off first, and you need to really rebuild trust.
Makes sense.
Very, very slowly in that way. If I put out a word, foreplay, what does that mean to each of you?
I say creating a mood, connecting emotionally maybe before the actual act of sex.
And is that something that you try and do with Jacqueline?
Yeah, I definitely try to do. I get upset that she, whenever we do have sex, she wants to skip all of that and she just wants to go in there and do it and then that's it.
She wants to get it over with.
Yeah, if I try talking to her about sex, sometimes I feel like I just said a bad word in church, and sometimes I feel like I'm that person, the person that raped her.
Troy, foreplay?
It all happens pretty fast for a man, I think.
If I was doing the same exercise with your partners, what would be the first word you think that your wife, your fiance would pick?
Painful.
Painful. Emotionally, physical?
Yep.
Physically, both?
I guess I'm gonna have to go with painful too. So what did you bring me down here for, man? This?
I feel it's important for Lou to get this letter.
Come back up to sitting. It's really just a series of poses. I want you guys to really give it your all on this.
As we started to work through feeling uncomfortable and starting to feel safe and gaining confidence, all 4 of the women in the house just really let go, and we got into it.
And it doesn't matter as long as you're still in your dance. The minute you're like, what should I do? It'll be clear in your face. It doesn't matter.
Today's topic has been rather difficult for some of the women. I've asked Leah to support me in creating an atmosphere where the women really get in touch with what they need, what they want, what will make them feel powerful, confident, and sexy. And maybe it'll make it easier for them to discuss sex and intimacy with their mates.
So, do tell.
I definitely felt awkward the first half hour, but then broke out of it.
I felt awkward too. Probably for just about the first 5 to 10 minutes. And I think that went away for me. Honestly, the second I looked at myself in the mirror.
When I first started, I couldn't watch myself. I'm not sure why. I felt kind of shy.
So how are you feeling right now after the class?
I feel a little empowered. I faced the pain head on. I got through it, and actually had some fun.
All right, ladies. Thank you very much. Good work.
Thank you. You're welcome.
That's intense. It's intense. It's very, very powerful and very intense for me to sit here and to know that if I asked you to describe your partner's attitude to sex, the first word that would come out of her mouth is painful.
Because they'll cry sometimes from the act. You know, it brings up sadness.
Okay, well, Troy, would you like to?
Predictable.
Okay. There's something sometimes very familiar and very gratifying in knowing your partner and knowing what you want, but our minds are truly our biggest sex organs. Not our genitals, our minds. Especially when you're in a long-term relationship, it's about keeping the mind stimulated. And I think when things get predictable, it's like you're letting your genitals kind of do the work for you and not your minds and your creativity. So hopefully we'll get to talk a little bit more and sort of how do we build off that base of familiarity and predictability to actually create spontaneity and new opportunities for creative, intimate connection. And also for you guys, we got to start dealing with that pain.
Yeah.
Just a line. Just I love you, whatever. Just keep it brief, just because there's not enough room.
When do you want to give that to him, right now?
No, I'll give it to him when the time's ready.
I believe this letter and the intervention is a major part to lose freedom.
I just want something simple from everybody.
Okay.
This is my
Simple
thing to
thoughts
end.
that mean a lot.
I want to practice being emotional available and admit to you that I haven't been. I never have. I've sucked at it. You can get a glimpse of me listening every once in a while, but for the most part, I'm just...
Thanks for that. Lou is just in a totally different energy than he was in this morning. He was really sad this morning and crying, and today he comes in after their male exercise, and he's just had a complete transformation in his attitude.
Well, thanks a lot for saying that. So do you think you maybe could have listened better last night when I tried to talk to you?
I don't want to talk about last night.
Okay.
I know when we're arguing, I might not agree with you. I just got to hear you out, and if it's something I can't discuss, I'll just tell you I need a second. If not, or just try to stay in the moment if I can and not hear what I want to hear.
I'm sharing with Jacqueline where I know that I've not been the best at when it comes to listening to her, and I know that when times sometimes get a little rough and we start to argue, I tend to shut down, and I am just explaining to Jacqueline how I'm gonna be a better listener and try to hold strong for her even though I might not agree.
And I have to tell you that I am not a good listener. I have a problem listening.
Wow. You learned that today?
Yeah.
What I learned today is that due to my past, that we have to start all over. We gotta start all over, and probably the best thing for us to do is not to have any type of intercourse for like a month.
And practice just maybe touching.
Uh-huh.
Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just no sex.
Yeah.
Until you're ready to go there.
And we just gotta color, work on our romance and everything else.
Okay, this is something that I'm gonna give to him. I'm hoping this will be a part of his breakthrough, and Casey hasn't put her part in yet, but you could read it, and you gotta add your part into it.
Okay.
And then I need your decision to help me to decide if I definitely want to be a part of it, if you want to be here when I give it to him, or if the whole group should.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
just read it and
Okay.
let me know what you think.
Okay.
I see that Jen understands the full meaning of what this letter's gonna be, and she's with supporting the rest of the community, our family, in doing this. This is not only for Lou, it's also for Jennifer, in that she gets that man, that whole man, and I know now Lou sees that there's a big part of him missing.
Ronald says I have to let you help me. Is that
I did.
my deal?
That's what I did.
That I can't feel like you have to punish me or you should punish me.
I felt obligated that I know what's gonna crack you open. Right?
What do you mean?
I just felt like, who cares what's, I'm not gonna listen to every rule. I want to use what I know to open you up, because you couldn't do it.
So what did you think?
I think it's great. I think it's really, really sweet. I think he needs the feedback. I think he will like knowing that everybody's supporting him.
Like, I think that I'll call him down and then just have everyone
be there and let him read it. Yeah.
I'll call him down by myself first, though, you know what I mean?
Call him down here,
Down in here.
into your room, but then we all show up.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. You call him down first, let him kind of start, and then we'll walk in. Perfect. Okay.
Hey there. I'm planning a really interesting exercise tonight. It's going to help these couples trust each other. It's going to help these couples create a present moment space. And it's also importantly going to get each of them in tune with what it means to give and what it means to receive. And how if you want to have genuine intimacy, you have to be willing to do both of those things. Get it?
That's what you want us to do?
I want you to get in the pool. Next to us. All right. Oh my God. Being married isn't easy. And I have a policy which is never fight in the bedroom. Never bring the issues of the day into the bedroom. Whatever you're stressing out about, you have a whole house to occupy your stresses, your fears, your anxieties. Try and create a space that's your own space for intimacy, that's separate from all of that. Part of the reason I brought you into this pool is because I thought it would be a good environment to focus on sort of trying to create a present moment space, as well as to focus a little bit on giving and receiving. So Cheryl, Troy, if I can call on you to go first. I'm gonna ask Troy to hold Cheryl in his arms. And Troy, I just want you to begin with the statement, "In my arms, I want you to feel," I want you to fill in the blank. And Cheryl, by repeating it back, by mirroring, as we like to call it, you're respecting, you're honoring, you're listening, and you're opening yourself up to receiving what it is that Troy has to give.
Cheryl, in my arms, I want you to feel safe.
Troy, in your arms, I do feel safe.
Cheryl, I want you to hold Troy in your arms, and I want you to do the same thing.
Troy, in my arms, I want you to feel love.
Cheryl, in your arms, I do feel love.
Based on my day and learning about intimacy, we've not been completely honest with each other. We've not been completely supportive of each other. And all of these elements are coming up now, and we are starting to do them. And I see the connection between those things and intimacy.
Michael, in my arms, I want you to know you're the only one.
Jacqueline, in your arms, I know I'm the only one.
Jennifer, in my arms, I want you to feel like you really have found your knight in shining armor.
Lou, in your arms, I know that.
I define intimacy by knowing that my partner knows that I'm scared, knows that I'm vulnerable, knows that I am human and still loves me.
In my arms, Simon, I want you to feel trust.
When Casey was holding me, it was a real different feeling, because usually the man is the one to have the strength and to be the comforter or to be the protector. It felt awkward.
To learn how you could be the next starting over housemate, call our casting hotline at 1-888-633-8149 or visit startingovertb.com.
In your arms, I feel trust.
When I think of the people that I saw this morning versus the people holding each other right now, I just have so much confidence and hope for your futures. I really do. I'm walking away here feeling really good about your futures. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I talk to you? Yeah. Come on. All right.
Oh man, it's all right. You got me up first. Waking up, I was lost. I was free falling. And I've never felt like that. I've never felt like I didn't have a response, like I didn't have a joke, like I didn't have all my words that I cloud the truth with. My protection. Figuring out that I didn't listen to Jennifer, how blatantly I disregarded her and everybody else. You're talking to me, I'm formulating. I'm figuring out how I'm gonna keep you from actually seeing the real me. I was just performing. So what did you bring me down here for, man? This?
I feel it's important for Lou to get this letter because he's going to have his own board of review, so he has 48 hours to get it right.
It turns out that Simon has assembled my community to come to my aid, come and support me in my time of need. Everyone has taken the time and made the effort on behalf of me to encourage me and show love to me. My lovely wife, beautiful words of encouragement. Stay real, stay present, stay open and honest, and command your place on this planet, at your job and in your marriage and in life. My friend Troy, what I got from him was do not be afraid to be vulnerable. Casey cut right to the chase. Lou, you only have 48 hours to show what you're hiding from. And Michael writes, the only thing stopping yourself from all your success is yourself. Cheryl really knocked me out. Louie, I will love you even if you are lost without the answers. Jacqueline, the first words of her little sentence are don't leave us. Simon simply said that he was here for me.
Want a group hug?
Yeah. God, y'all. Seriously, man, we should all buy a house. I mean, what are we gonna do without each other? Thanks, I'll keep this forever. This is every time I start to fade, every time I start to trip, this is where I'll go. Lou, give me your hand. I've never felt this way before because I wouldn't allow myself to feel this way. All my carefully, thoughtfully woven web of deceit, I can't mess that up. Then you may see me. Then you may see me for who I really am. And if you don't like that person, then where am I? I'm alone. I hate alone.
Next week on Starting Over.
Board of review in 10 minutes. Be dressed to impress. You got 10 minutes.
Lou learns his fate at a surprise board of review.
I feel everybody's getting a little scared and nervous.
Cheryl faces a backlash.
You just can't stop.
Oh, Lord. We are all so tired of Cheryl right now.
Simon and Casey face their biggest obstacle.
If you told me you loved me every second of the day, it wouldn't matter.
And the tension begins to grow.
You are responsible for your own healing.
Plus, 6 new women take the Starting Over house by storm.
I would like to personally greet you to the Starting Over house.
Shut up! She just was like the Tasmanian devil.